network. Wide area network is a network infrastructure that provides access to other networks over a wide geographical area. This is the key point, guys. WANs are typically managed by ISPs or internet service providers. They interconnect different local area networks over wide geographical areas such as between states, provinces, countries, or continents. WANs are usually administered by multiple service providers. Let's go ahead with the topology types that we use in the wide area networks. The three common physical wide area network topologies are point-to-point, hub and spoke, and the full mesh. Let's go ahead with the point-to-point first. Point-to-point is the simplest topology, which consists of a permanent link between two endpoints. For this reason, this is a very popular wide area network topology. As you can see in here, we just have two nodes. Hub and spoke, this guy is a wide area network version of the star topology in which a central site interconnects branch sites using point-to-point links. As you can see in here, we have a hub device in the center and we have spokes on the other ends. And we have the mesh topology in here. As you can see, mesh topology provides high availability but requires that every system be interconnected to every other system, as you can see in the figure, and therefore the administrative and the physical costs can be significant. Each link is essentially a point-to-point link to the other node. Variations of this topology include a partial mesh where some but not all of end devices are interconnected. Let's go ahead with packet switched and the circuit switched terms. Packet switching and circuit switching are two networking methods for transferring data between two nodes or hosts. In circuit switching, the network dedicated channel has to be established before the call is made between users. The channel is reserved between the users till the connection is active. For hot duplex communication, one channel is allocated, and for duplex communication, two channels are allocated. It is mainly used for voice communication, requiring real-time services without any much delay. As shown in the figure, as you can see in here, if user A wants to use the network, it needs to first ask for the request to obtain the one, and then user A can communicate with user C. During the connection phase, if user B tries to communicate with the user D or any other user, it will get user signal from the network. Let's go ahead with the packet switching now. In packet switching network, unlike circuit switch network, it is not required to establish the connection initially. The connection is available to use by many users. But when capacity or number of users increase, then it will lead to congestion in the network. Packet switch networks are mainly used for data and voice applications requiring non-real-time scenarios. And as you can see in here, if user A again wants to send data information to user C, and at the same time if user B wants to communicate with the user D, it is simultaneously possible in here, guys. Here information is padded with header which contains addresses of source and the destination. This header is sniffed by intermediate switching nodes to determine their route and the destination. Let's go ahead with the WAN technologies. The first thing we are going to focus on is the leased line technology. Leased line is private, bidirectional or symmetric telecommunications line between two or more locations. This technology is used for telephone, data or internet services and provides high quality and availability. It is also a dedicated and expensive technology, but it is not so popular anymore in today's networks. For example, if you want to provide communication between Miami office and the Amsterdam office, you can use two routers and the CSU, DSU devices, which are the TDM modems most of the times, and you interconnect these two locations using the ISP circuits. Dial-up is a form of internet access that uses the facilities of the public switched telephone network PSTN to establish a connection to an internet service provider by dialing a telephone number or a conventional telephone line. The user's computer or router uses an attached modem to encode and decode information into and from audio frequency signals respectively. As dial-up can provide only 56 kilobits per second bandwidth, it is about to die today, guys. ISDN, Integrated Services Digital Network, is a set of communication standards for simultaneous digital transmission of voice, video, data, and other network services over the traditional circuits of the public switched telephone network PSTN. Prior to ISDN, the telephone system was viewed as a way to transport voice, with some special services available for data. The key feature of ISDN is that it integrates speech and data on the same lines, adding features that were not available in the classical telephone systems. Let's go ahead with the ATM, Asynchronous Transfer Mode. ATM is a telecommunications standard for carriage of a complete range of user traffic, including voice, data, and the video signals as well. ATM differs from more common data link technologies like Ethernet in several ways, guys. For one, ATM uses zero routing. Instead of using software-dedicated hardware devices as known as ATM switches, establish point-to-point connection between endpoints and data flows directly from source to the destination. Additionally, instead of using variable length packets like Ethernet and the Internet Protocol does, ATM utilizes fixed size cells to encode the data. These ATM cells are 53 bytes in length. That includes 48 bytes of data and 5 bytes of header information. And as you can see in here, routers are connected via ATM switch on ISP backbone for the ATM technology, and that's a really legacy one technology too, and it is about to die. Then let's go ahead with the MPLS. Multi-protocol label switching is a type of data carrying technique for high-performance telecommunications networks. MPLS directs data from one network node to the next based on short path labels rather than long network addresses, avoiding complex lookups in a routing table. The labels identify virtual links between distant nodes rather than the endpoints. MPLS can also encapsulate packets of various network protocols, hence its name is multi-protocol. MPLS supports a range of access technologies including T1, E1, ATM, frame relay, and the DSL. So today in most of wider networks, telecommunication operators are using the MPLS technology, guys, and that's the today's technology. As you can see in here, we have again two routers, and to provide communication between two routers, we have an edge device which is known as customer edge switch, and we are providing communication between these two ends by using the MPLS switch this time, which is used on the ISP's backbone. And lastly, we are going to focus on the VSAT. VSAT is a two-way satellite ground station with a dish antenna that is smaller than 3 meters and provides a private wide array network via satellite systems. And as you can see in here, we have again two locations and we have two antennas, as you can see in here. And this guy, satellite, provides the communication between two ends.